Weather for Weather Geeks time here on Wednesday evening. It's hump day. It's the 7th day of June, and we are in for a big pattern change over the next several days. Today, though, was a real struggle. Once again, I mean, much more like mid-spring or early fall. 63, that was it today. Now, that was our forecast, so it was our second straight day of a zero error on the high temperature forecast, but boy, it'd be nice to be a little warmer here as we're into the month of June. Don't worry, though. It is coming, and it is coming in a big, big way, especially by late this weekend and into early next week. So this will probably be our coolest day until the fall season. It's not exactly going out on a limb to say that. Certainly 63 will not be a high we experience again anytime remotely soon. Here's a look at the satellite picture as the sun sets this evening. Still some showers over the Laurel Highlands east of Pittsburgh this evening. But it's interesting, we've had some clearing north of Youngstown. It's turned bright and sunny over the last several hours in Erie and Cleveland, and even though we're losing the visible satellite picture here as the sun sets, the clearing line is right through here, and you can actually see that clearing. Let me find my weather camera here before we get to that graphic. Here's a live look outside at 7:35 this evening. You can see that clearing out on the horizon. We have our Window World weather camera facing north here, away from Youngstown, up across YSU and points north up into Trumbull County, and you can see where the sun is out late this evening. Now, where the sky clears enough this evening, we've got a fantastic pass of the International Space Station on the way, starting at 10:48 this evening. It'll be visible for 4 minutes, very, very high in the sky. You know, right above our heads is 90 degrees in elevation. This is at 83, so you're almost looking straight up with this. Great pass, starting northwest and disappearing in the east-southeast sky. Now, of course, you have to lose the clouds to see this. Your best chance is going to be the farther north you are. So go out and check that out if the kids are still up and you want to get them interested in science and space exploration and stuff like that. This is always a great opportunity to do just that. All right, tomorrow's big picture. Better tomorrow. Not quite back to average, but we've got 72 in the forecast for tomorrow. The average high is 75. The record tomorrow, back in the very hot summers of the 1930s, we had 99 on this date in 1933, only 3 shy of the all-time record high temperature here in Youngstown, which is 102. 15 hours and 4 minutes of daylight tomorrow, and it'll be nice to see a little more daylight out there on your Thursday. Now, it's not going to be bright and sunny for most of the day tomorrow, but it'll be a better-looking day. This high pressure will start to really exerting its influence, and this upper low is going to start pushing away now. I do think it can turn cloudy for a time, especially midday and afternoon, and I can't even 100% rule out a shower. Much of this is probably from Route 30 on south. Sprinkles, showers, no big deal overall. Friday looks pretty good as well. Will be dry, it looks like, through the daylight hours. This next front washes out, but it still might squeeze off a shower or even a thunderstorm possibly Friday night, and maybe one more shower Saturday morning, but we're going to lose the showers and the clouds pretty quickly Saturday. And this warm front means business, and once we lose these clouds, boy, it is off to the races. Saturday afternoon will be a great summer afternoon. Not super crazy humid just yet, and not super crazy hot just yet. Lower 80s on Saturday, but then, yeah, here comes the heat. 87 Sunday. We have 89 in the forecast for 3 straight days, Monday, Tuesday, and into Wednesday, and it's going to start getting pretty muggy. Here's a look at the dew point trend on one of our models anyway, showing dew points. That's not right. Why is this? That's the wrong graphic. All right, well, what I meant to show you, actually this is fine, I'll show you this. I meant to start it tomorrow and finish on next Wednesday, but you get the idea here. Dew points will start getting into the muggy range over the weekend, and we might have a day with really high, ugly dew points ahead of the next front, middle of next week, probably on Wednesday. That's also probably our best chance of seeing some thunderstorms in this warm pattern next week. Here's a look at the heat index values. In the 80s on Sunday, upper 80s on Monday, and by Tuesday and Wednesday, while the air temperature may not be 90, the heat index will probably eclipse 90 in most of the valley Tuesday afternoon and again Wednesday afternoon as well. Wednesday is probably, or at least possibly, this is a week out. It depends on the frontal timing, but if we stay dry through the afternoon next Wednesday, that's probably the worst day of the heat next week. So we'll iron that forecast out as we get a little bit closer. Quick peek at the longer range. It's Thursday evening, so we've got our twice weekly European modeling here, showing temperature anomalies broken down by 7-day increments. Here's days 4 to 11, cooler than average parts of the southeast and, of course, across the Pacific Northwest. But as we go forward through June here, a lot of warmer than average anomalies showing up, and this is just one set of modeling. Other modeling has a similar idea. This is days 7 through 14. Here we are on days 11 through 18. So this takes us out from what would that be? The 18th through the 23rd of the month. And yeah, it looks like a pretty warm pattern. I think our cool start to June will be a distant memory before you know it. As far as precipitation anomalies, according to this run of the European modeling here, over the next month, showing kind of a dry signal. Now, sometimes this modeling is not exactly on the mark, just like any other computer modeling, so take this with a grain of salt, but we do like to look at it because, all things considered, the European set of modeling tends to perform better overall than the American modeling. Not to say it's always better, but when you average it all out, usually the European has better track record. So we like to show you this stuff when we can, a couple of times a week. So maybe we're in for a dry period over the next month. Certainly dry over the next week. Not much rain, probably a quarter of an inch or less over the next 7 days. So everything is green and lush, and nobody's had to water, or most people haven't had to water just yet, but got some plants outside. You may have to start watering them a little bit more over the next week. Thanks for tuning in for Weather Geeks tonight. I'll see you back here tomorrow night. Go Cavs tonight, and check out my 7-day forecast tonight on 21 News at 11 o'clock.